Alright guys, so today I'm going to be talking to you about how to get out of plat. So in my bronze to immortal journey right now I'm in plat, and I've picked up on a lot of things that you guys probably struggle with, and so I think this is going to help you a lot because I actually am struggling with them to some extent right now as well. So the first things that I really want to talk about is stop focusing on things that don't matter and start focusing on things that do matter. So things that don't matter are like your KD, like being upset at enemies, giving negative energy to pretty much anything is stuff that you need to stop focusing on. And pretty much you want to just turn into awareness of what's happening and try to learn from your mistakes, try to learn from what enemies are doing. If you notice in one specific game that enemies are just running around like crazy, then try to adapt. Adapting is really important, and start focusing on things that do matter. So these things would be like where your team wants to be pushing, where you want to ult, where you want to like rotate to. Rotating is also especially important in pretty much any rank, but plat is no exception. So calming, you can give that your focus, but if you have anything that you give negative energy to, try to stop focusing on that pretty much altogether. Obviously this is going to be easier said than done, but if you can start to master this, you're gonna start to go up into plat higher and higher each time you play. So, and also plat is a heavily mental game. Pretty much all these tips are gonna have to do with your mental, because I noticed that that's pretty much the thing that most of my teammates and most of the enemies are struggling with. Like a lot of the time we'll either get stomped in plat or we'll stomp, and that's because people are very quick to give up, and people are very quick to just feel like this game's over, just give up. So that brings me to the next point, is to never give up ever. And so even if it's like a 12-3 game, you really don't want to give up, because if you forfeit the game, that's one less round that you have a chance to actually win the game. Most of you guys probably think, this game, it's probably not very winnable. Actually, I don't know, maybe some of you do think that's winnable, but I would suggest, even when you're tilted, try to play those games out. Try to learn from that one round that you would otherwise have forfeited. I'm guessing some of you guys would never forfeit, but I'm sure there are also some of you that would. So make sure that you don't forfeit, don't give up. There's also multiple ways to give up. You can give up through forfeiting, you can give up mentally, like very early in the game. So if this is happening, try to get control of it quickly, because it's going to help your gameplay significantly. It's going to help you improve, learn from your mistakes, and with a clear mind, that's how you're going to do those things. Next we have, don't put up with toxicity and don't type to enemy players or teammates. So I pretty much have all chat muted all the time, because it's just irrelevant information to actually playing and improving at the game. Also, if you need to meet your teammates, text chat as well, or just their voice. So toxicity can be either on the enemy team or on your teammates' side, but either way, we pretty much just want to cut the toxicity out, because again, that's like negative energy that we can't control, and we want to cut that out of the picture of trying to improve. So yeah, meet teammates when necessary. These things are all quite heavily relate to the plat as a heavily mental game. And honestly, from plat up, it becomes a much more mental game. If you get good at controlling your mental, you're gonna climb so much faster than pretty much people that don't have control of their mental. And I know this is a big problem for a large majority of people. So if you're plat and you're watching this, just think, do you have problems when it comes to mentality? Do you get angry quickly? Do you give up? Stuff like that. And try to focus on these things. One last thing that I will say is that you should still be aim training. I don't want to say this as much in plat, because I feel like most plat players' aim's actually quite decent, and I don't know, there's only a few times that I can think of that plat players didn't have that great of aim. And a lot of plat players' aim is actually quite insane, but if you feel like you need the practice, definitely practice it, and remain consistent with your aim training. But I feel like that is less of a point to emphasize than the overall point of that this rank is a heavily sided mental game, if that makes sense. So if you guys have any questions about how to get out of plat, let me know. I'm probably gonna do this for diamond once I slowly get into diamond myself from bronze to immortal. But yeah, please subscribe. You can see above, trying to get the 10,000 subs. But without further ado, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.